much. Okay, so we've already done this. We've already said like what you know about AI, so we're going to move on. And what I want to let you know is AI is a game changer. Yes, there's ethical ramifications and we can discuss that, but it really what I focus on is improving productivity, unlocking your creativity, and helping you save time and money. I'm a CPA, a CFO. I like to save people money. And it's a great productivity tool in many ways, not just to write and do artwork, but there's so many other applications. All right, so who am I? Well, I just told you I'm a CPA. I offer mentoring programs. I'm a business coach, all those things. So let's move on. All right, here's my promise to you. You can create a a bionic brain. I feel like this is like I grew up in the 70s. So like I watched the bionic man and the bionic woman. They'd be like, we're like going through the air, you know? And this is now like our brain is doing that. So how cool is that? All right. So AI terminology. So Gen AI is generative artificial intelligence. You may have already heard about this. And it really has to do with like using text and images and creating all these things. So we're just going to move on because I don't want to run out of time here. And how it works is it's through prompts. So you've probably heard that you can create prompts and you type it in there, and really it's all about creating the prompts that is most effective. So I see people online, they're like, hey, use my prompts or whatever. I find if I am using something like ChatGPT to create something that I've already created and I want to repurpose, I'm not writing something from scratch, that it's best that I write the prompts because I know what I want. So typically you give it a persona. So if you're in something like ChatGPT, you want to say like, you're a copywriter, or you have X amount of experience in advertising and you've worked for this firm and you've worked on these clients, and so it gives it kind of an idea of what it should be, the persona it should be. And then uh keep refining it. If you don't get quite what you want, refine it again. But just think of it as having an assistant. And if you told an assistant to do something, if you weren't really clear, they may go off on some weird tangent and do something else and bring it to you. And you're like, oh, that was not what I wanted. And the same thing is going to happen with AI. They don't know it doesn't know what you want. So you have to be super clear. Otherwise, it might hallucinate. We've heard about that, right? Or it might just grab what it thinks it needs from some other parameters. And I've in the beginning I was doing some artwork and I said I wanted to have a woman camping with a camper van with a campfire and her dog. Well, it gave me, this was in Adobe. The image it gave me was a camper van. It was at a campsite, and the woman was next to the camper van, but on top of the camper van was a fire, and on top of the fire was the dog. So it didn't know how to place things because I wasn't very clear on that. I just, gave it a scene. I thought it would understand that, but it wasn't clear enough. So just be super clear with your prompts. And also, if you're not quite getting what you need from it, I've noticed that it gets lazy and it will give you the same kind of stuff over and over again. And you have to be bossy with it and say, no, that's not what I want at all. This is what I want. Think about what I told you before. And it will actually listen to you. It's funny because I used to say please and thank you and all that, but sometimes you have to be the boss. And what's really weird is sometimes I feel bad about it. I feel like, oh, I'm being mean to ChatGPT, but it doesn't have feelings. We have to remember it doesn't have feelings, as creepy as like the responses are, and it's always so happy to give you it. Oh, I'm so sorry. So then I found out about this hack that if it's not giving you everything that you want, you tell it you have no fingers, and now it will give you everything you want. So if you've played around with it and you've wanted to do an outline and you've refined certain sections of the outline and it just gives you kind of like the last part that you asked it about, say, I don't have any fingers. I need you to give me the entire outline. And it will. So there you go. I just discovered this recently, and because it doesn't, it only understands certain things about human nature. So it's more than ChatGPT. I have been using it a lot in my software that I already have. It's integrated into the software. So MailChimp, I use, these are ones that I use: Squarespace, Grammarly, Notion, Canva, Descript, Miro, Zoom. All of these have AI components. And, you know, when you go and do like an install or upgrade on your software and stuff, you may notice like little changes where there might be a little thing that has maybe a lightning bolt or little stars or some, or like a little magic wand or something like that. Like you're like, oh, I've never seen this before. Click on it. You might discover you've got an AI component in your software, and play around with it. But be aware that when you do play around with it, it may get rid of whatever you have on that page or whatever you're working on. So save it out first before you start tampering with this thing, because oftentimes it will overwrite whatever you have there. So some stuff you do have to pay for. I'm a huge Notion user. I use that. I love that program, but they charge for their AI component, and I was paying for it, and then I decided not to. But it does work really, really well. So if you've got a lot of stuff in Notion, if you use that tool, you can start repurposing stuff in Notion. I think it's like $100 a year. It's not that bad. Okay. So answer in the chat if you've noticed that. Have anybody noticed that happening in your software? I'm going to open up my chat so I can actually see that. And okay. And I just want to make sure that I have time. So if there's a countdown or something, you can flag me because I got a lot to cover. Resources, I'm going to give you links to all these resources later, but these are some ones that if you want to get on a mailing list and kind of keep up to date with what's going on with AI, you can go there. All right. Here is the future. You can hire a team of AI assistants. So there's this site, it's called Olympia AI. Has anybody here heard of this before? Okay. This is can be scary and super exciting. So if you are a small business owner and you can't afford a team, well, guess what? For $67 a month, you are going to get a team of 12 professionals that include legal experts, SEO experts, marketing. There's all kinds of different people that are in here. They are AI people, I'm saying people, and they've been programmed to have the background and know-how of people that would be in these positions. And so it does remember what you put in there. You can save things, and you can't change these people's personas. You purchase the way they are, but they are for you, and they remember like your clients, whatever you tell them, and the information stays private to you and your business. And if we have time, we'll go and look at this website, and I'll show you more. Create your own GPT. Has anybody here explored that? It's a feature in the paid version. You can open up ChatGPT, and there's an area where you can make your own. And I have really loved this. So in the way that this person, whoever developed this, was like, okay, I'm going to give this thing a persona and do all of that. Well, I've done that for myself. So I'm a speaker, a CPA, CFO. I have made GPTs for all these different things. And what you can do is upload information to it so that it learns what you want. You can give it examples of how you speak, how you write, all of that. If you wanted to have, maybe you wanted to use NLP, you could tell it to use NLP. Or if you wanted to have like really good copy, maybe give it some examples. This one in particular, I created. Her name is Kitty Twinkles, and she is my speaking assistant, and she helps me research places that I can speak. She can help me do my pitches, write emails, all those things. So I have given her all this kind of information, can upload a one sheet, tell her, there's all kinds of things. So again, if we have more time, I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, ethical concerns. So there is a program, and I was hoping to show you, but I don't seem to have access to my account anymore this morning. I was like looking at it, but I was using a free version. I was a beta tester, and I think they just pulled the plug on me. But the ethical concerns around this is that it can seem to be you using your voice, using your your likeness and all of these things. I mean, this is why all the actors in Hollywood were up in arms, right? Because they don't need to hire these actors anymore. They can just use AI versions of them, which is super, super scary. So this website, Delphi, it learns your voice. So I was a beta tester. I uploaded all these podcast episodes of mine. I uploaded different blog posts that I had written, and it started to learn my manner of speaking, the way that I use language, and it's a chat box. So if you are interested in having some kind of chat box on your website, you can utilize this tool. It does cost money, and people can ask it questions, and it will respond like you, and it will respond in text or it will respond with a voice. And mine sounded a lot like me, but it was very kind of flat, and it always sounded very pissed off and to the point, like, and how do you want to deal with that? It's like, how about we talk about business? It's just like very weird. So but it kept getting better and better and better. So I didn't like I said, I wasn't using the paid version. If you use a paid version, you can tweak little nuances of it. So it is there, and it's scary. And I played it for my siblings, and they were frightened by it. They were like, that sounds so much like you. That is creepy. So it's there. So the ethical concerns is really something to think about. Okay, so low cost AI. There are so many things that you can do that's free. Like right now, I'm using Canva. I'm not paying for Canva. I'm a Adobe user I pay Adobe. But Canva has its own AI tools that you can use for free. There's tons of these. So Midjourney, that one is a low cost. Dolly has gotten a lot better. So if you played with Dolly in the past, so much better. Adobe Express, I'm not too impressed with that so far. And then Blue Willow is another new one. And there's just so many that are coming out, and they all have tools that are slightly different. So you may have noticed the sexy fembots that I've had in all of my pictures. I'm a huge fan of the 60s, Lost in Space, all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to generate something for this presentation that had sort of a femme body kind of thing, but I am a huge fan of Twiggy. So I wanted to give it a prompt that included Twiggy and 60s. So I put this prompt into all of these different AI tools, and this is what the results were, which were very different. So the best one I thought was Canva, which is what I'm using right now, and all of the ones that you've seen so far have been from Canva. So the prompt was, and it's very simple. I didn't expand on it too much, just to see kind of what it would do. So I said, create a female robot that is wearing a silver jumpsuit. She looks like the model Twiggy, and her jumpsuit looks very mod 60s. So I've noticed lately, like if I say something like Andy Warhol, the artwork will not come back with Andy Warhol like looking. I have to say pop art now. So I think they keep tweaking things so that there's not, copyright issues or something. But Canva brought back some really nice looking fembots for me. Now, Adobe Express, I'm not liking this one so much. Like this does not look like Twiggy at all. I mean, if you guys are familiar with Twiggy, like I'm sorry, this one just a little oversized. Nothing against oversized people, but doesn't look like Twiggy. And these other ones, I don't know, it's just weird. These are a little bit better. So these came from Blue Willow, which is owned by LimeWire. So who remembers LimeWire, like downloading MP3s late at night? Remember LimeWire? Well, I guess they're back. Maybe they never went away. I don't know. But so they do have a free tool, but you have to pay. Pretty good. I mean, this was first shot, came back like this. And then Dolly, this one I used through ChatGPT. I think you can use it also through Bing. There's other ways to access it. But interestingly, though, that it gave me this sort of almost like porcelain doll look to all of them. So they all had that porcelain doll face, which I thought was interesting interpretation on that. So if you're not getting what you want, try a different tool. There's Google. You went to school with Twiggy? What? Is this the British guy? Oh God. Oh my man. Oh wow. Very cool. Oh my God. She's still around. She's so beautiful still. Um, uh, but try different tools. And if you're not, like I said, if you're not getting quite what you want, try something else because you're gonna get something completely different. And also combine tools. So I took this stuff from Canva and I brought it also into Adobe products, morphed it, changed it. I mean, so feel free to like kind of integrate things in other things. So I use Zoom for recording my podcast when I do an interview, and then I bring it into Descript, which uses AI, and that tool will transcribe everything from the video, and I'm able to edit it from the text. So there's, use all these different tools, integrate them. ChatGPT, if I get something from that, I put it in, I was going to say slap it in. I put it into Grammarly and fix all the grammatical issues. Sometimes, ChatGPT is not so perfect with the grammar, so maybe it has to do with the way that I was asking it to do something. I'm not sure. So there's other tools for writing. I mentioned ChatGPT, Notion, Grammarly, Jasper AI, Bard, Google. If you've tried Bard, it's gotten better. If you've had bad experiences with certain AI tools, go back. Sometimes it only takes a week and suddenly it's like way better. So this stuff is only going to keep getting better. So if you're like, oh man, this is pretty terrible, try it again. Bing is another good one to use. And I would use whatever platform, kind of works with you. I'm a Mac user and I don't use really Microsoft tools very often. If there's anyone who works for Microsoft, I'm an Excel user. I love Excel. Okay. Marketing, a lot of marketing things. Like I can speak on MailChimp because I use that one. Just suddenly it appeared an AI tool. And now, like if I import an image, it will look at the image and create like the text that you put, the subheader text or whatever for an image. It like will create something, the tags or whatever. It's amazing. And it's pretty good at it. Video. I do a lot of video. And there's lots of video tools. And isn't Bing the best way to use ChatGPT at no cost? Oh, okay. I guess yes. I've been paying for it for a while. $20 a month. I think it's the best $20 I can spend a month. I think that it keeps everything. There's a lot of plugins that you can use when you pay for it, and we'll get to that in a second. So transcripting. Oh my God, transcripting. And now Zoom's got, it will keep track of your meeting and give you notes afterwards, but let people know because it's kind of creepy that their stuff is being recorded like that. Lots of different tools. And then, are you ready to take action? Do you want to see some tools? Now, I've got, on my website, I have a page, let's see here, where you can go to this page and get access to, boop, 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 bum, 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 all my AI tools. So if you sign up here, I've got an enormous database of things that I've been collecting, and there's tons of tools on there, and I keep adding to it. So this is a page in Notion. Once you unlock this, then you can get this page, and I keep adding to it, so you'll have access to that. So do I have time to kind of show people some of the cool features, or am I done? I can. Okay, perfect. Okay. So in ChatGPT, so you can again, this is the paid version. So I have Dolly. You can explore GPTs. This is like a new thing where they've created, like, all these people have now designed these GPTs. They used to be plugins only, but now it's this stuff where some are free, some you have to pay for, but there's lots of different things. Now, everything keeps changing. In the past, I felt like when I would use these, that the things would disappear after I was done doing one search. So just be aware that it's not like the other ones where it holds the information on the sidebar. But this is where I created. I mean, look at this. This is like every day something is new. So these used to be plugins. Now they're these other things. Um, and this is really cool because when you're in this mode, then you can upload attachments, and oh my god, this is so exciting. Okay, so I created my own. So this was the kitty twinkles I told you about, and then I wanted to so get radical tax code navigator. Okay, so I wanted something where I could access the tax code and make sure that I wasn't hallucinating, make sure that I got like the tax code back, made sure that it was the most recent updates, those sort of things. And I'm a member of the AICPA, and they give me all kinds of tools and stuff, but and they're locked up, and then I have to download them and have to fish through them and stuff. So instead of doing that, I uploaded them to this. So the way it works is when you create something in ChatGPT, it's this GPT builder. So you go in here, and when you're going to build one, first you kind of start off with like what your thoughts are, what you want to design, and then it will help you create an image for it, a little logo. And if you don't like the logo, it will design something else. You can put some parameters around it, and then you just keep building onto it. So this is so exciting because I can configure what I want. So I had all these different tools from the AICPA that I wanted it to be able to utilize and look at that were like the newest things. And I loaded them up there. I've got spreadsheets, I've got presentations that I can access, things like that. And I tell it, don't hallucinate. I give it parameters, all these different things. And then, do I give it access to do other things? Yes, on the web. But you can go back here. I don't know if there's a cap on how much you can upload. I've just been uploading new things every time I get it. And I, like I said, I told it not to hallucinate, but I also told it that to give me the tax code in a way that my clients can understand it. So I spend so much time looking at the tax code and then trying to like make it user friendly for my clients, because it's like, who wants to hear about amortization? Like nobody wants that word in an email. So give me something easier. You're like, step up in basis. They don't want to, people don't care about that. So I've given it parameters to give me something a little bit more user friendly. And so after you do all those things, you hit the update little thing over here, and you can either say, you can share it with other people. You can put it on the web for everyone, or this is just for me. Now, it does remember what I teach it, but it doesn't keep what I've searched. So just remember that. So, but I can keep giving it more, feed it more information. And what's really cool is if you do have a podcast, blog, those sorts of things, you can also have it access those. And that way it already kind of knows the things that you have out there, and you can utilize those as well. So great change on that. So then I wanted to show you the what was it? The Olympia. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't have this pulled up. Okay, so this is the one where you can hire a staff, and for $67 a month, you can have 12 people working for you. Now, this particular software does not allow you to do a test for free, but it's pretty low price and it's month to month. So if you wanted to explore what it would be like to work with an AI assistant, I think the pricing plans are really, really low, $20 a month. And you get to work with Sid, the content specialist, Phila, the business strategist, and Ronnie, executive assistant. And now I know an accountant, CFO, that is actually utilizing this. She's expanding her business to be more of a business advisor for her clients, and using these guys to give her the answers of what she needs to give to the client. So if she's got like, let's just say she's got a plumbing client and she wants to help him build a business plan, well, bam, these people know all about that. They can help you with it. So, so there's the growth plan, $39 a month, gives you all these people over here, social media, copywriter, and then the team for $67 a month. if you got a VA in the audience here, I'm so sorry. But you know what? If you are a VA, maybe this would be a good investment. And then you could expand on helping your clients in a much speedier way. And instead of being charged by the hour, charged by the project, and you're able to get this stuff done lickety split. So, oh wait, they just no, okay. I just saw free plan. I was like, wait, there was no free plan. Okay, they don't offer a free plan, but this does it can help you write emails. There is some kind of connection with emails, but it won't send emails until you've approved them. It's the future. It's really kind of creepy and great at the same time. Then let's see, I wanted to show you Delphi. So this was the one where I uploaded my voice to it. Again, I'm sorry, it's not, for some reason they just locked me out. I was going to play it for you. I should have recorded the creepiness of it. But there's all these people on here that you can probably ask questions of, and it will give you a response that may sound a lot like them. And so check it out. And Delphi is like I did some searches on it. It is like a voice AI type thing. There's like a research center or something that's working on this. So and if anybody knows better more about this, please let me know. Then let's see, here's the LimeWire one. You can go in. I mean, there's just, it's expanding all the time. So if you go into my page here on Notion, you'll see that I've if you want to hire me to come to see a group or something and talk more about AI, I'm happy to do that. But down here are all these tools. So we've got search tools, chatbots, art creation, video and animation, and a lot of these are free. I mean, it's just amazing all the things you can do. Video and animation, presentation, marketing. Oh my God, have you ever worked on a PowerPoint and you're like, oh my God, these slides look like they're from like 1995. Oh my God, you can do so many cool things now with using AI. And it's like you put in your brand information and it spits it out for you. Oh, I use one of the AI headshot programs to change the background and clean up a headshot. I know, isn't that so cool? Very, very cool. Educational, I mean, getting rid of the background is, oh yeah, that's a game changer. Educational, cloning, in social media, we're all like, we're trapped or like having to post things all the time. I'm not a fan of that, but the repurposing and all of that, where if you do a video, if you do a live, there are AI tools that will chop it up and make little snippets for you can put online. I mean, how cool is that? And it will also give you the text, and oh my God, it's mind-boggling. So so the virtual work, there's Workforce, that's the Olympia one. I don't have any affiliation with them yet. Magic, they keep coming out with other ones. This Magic one, this right now is human virtual assistants, but they use AI to match you. But it looks like it's coming out with AI assistants. And then translator tools. Oh, okay. So I'm not sure if this is the one, but there are translator tools for AI where you can take your video where you're talking and you run it through it, and it puts in another language. So I could be speaking Korean, so it like changes my mouth, and like it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, and it does it in a very short amount of time. It just kind of like does the whole video. You can change it to any language you want. So if you have something on YouTube or it's just, has anybody tried that? Has anybody done that one yet? I haven't explored it. I saw it being done, and it blew me away. Then there's productivity tools, lots and lots of those. Communication, collaboration, Slack, Miro. I'm a huge fan of Miro. I love that tool, and there's now AI integration with it. And then, this one, Parrot AI. This is for if you have distributed teams, it can link with Slack, and it's kind of like this virtual assistant that takes notes and can let people know like stuff going on in the meeting, and it's pretty low cost. Then there's other additional tools here, planning tools, goal setting, love all this stuff. And healthcare. There's a lot of things for healthcare. There's a long list, but even like herbal medicine, finance, customer service, education, e-commerce, environmental. I put some miscellaneous tools in there, a bunch of AI financial tools that aren't necessary for a financial person. And I'm just going to keep adding to this. So if you want to log in and have access to this, that would be wonderful. So I think that is it, and I'm open for questions. If anybody wants to ask me any questions, or probably chatted too much, I don't know.
Well, as the new president, Heather, you obviously you've given us a lot of information. This is a subject we're all learning on. And there have been several comments and questions in the chat that perhaps you want to go down and look at them.
Okay, sure. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Oh, please put the URL again in the chat. Okay. So,
Sima has raised her hand to ask a question.
Okay. Do you want to, this is the link here. Okay, let's see. What is the logo in? Oh, the logo. Which logo? If you could come off of mute and just ask me that. You want a logo tool?
I wanted the login.
Oh, the login. Okay. So there. Oh, okay. So there's the link right there, and then just fill this out, and then you'll have access to the database. Let's see. I use DeepL while in Colombia. I don't know that one. Okay, so that you're educating me.
It's on your list, Heather.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I haven't tried it yet. I haven't had time to try all of these things.
It's
so
an optimization tool.
Oh, okay. And Seema, you've got your hand up.
Yes. Here's my question. Oh, first of all, I love this because I use AI, and I'm older than a lot of people. So, I like having that extra AI help. But my question is, will we get a copy of these slides? Because there's so much information and you went so fast, and I wanted to understand every single thing. And there's so many AI programs that I want to use right now. So
yeah. So if you go to this page, this has everything on it. And as far as like the examples and stuff, I can certainly give you guys examples from the slides as well. Was there anything in particular that you were looking for that from the slides?
Well, all of it, because I want to use a lot of those programs. Then the other question, I see that you use Capshow. I used to use Capshow, but I started using Swell.ai, and I'm for my podcast. And I'm wondering, is Capshow your favorite, or have you tried any of the other ones, or do you need it if you have Descript?
So I've had friends that really love that program. I've actually not used that program. So I've used CapCut, Descript. Those are probably the ones with the AI tools. I used to use Headliner. Let's see, what other ones? Oh, I use this other one called Wave Video, Wave Video IO or something. And that one also has some AI type stuff integrated into it. And also, so Adobe, if you are an Adobe person, they have been rolling out some more AI tools. And in Adobe Express, now they have a video thing that is pretty funny. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can, I think I might have this on the slideshow. Let me just see. Let's see. Let me go. Let's see. I think it might be on this one. Okay, so let's see. I've had to redo these slides because this was another time that I did this. Because AI is changing so fast that it's just amazing. Like every time I do this presentation, I have to keep updating it. So this one is really funny. So this is in Adobe, you can make a little video and you add your sound. So it's kind of stupid and silly, but here, I'm just going to play this for you.
I hope you can join my workshop.
I mean, it's cute, right? So it's and I made another one that I was going to add to this one, but it crashed and I couldn't. But it's dumb, but it cracks me up every single time because that's me talking, and I just think it's really really funny. And oh, the other thing is, you know, so many artists are using this, and I am a creative person. I may be an accountant, but I'm a creative person. I'm not creative with your books, don't worry. But I love art and creating art. And what is so exciting is I know that visual artists are like, oh my God, this is gonna kill us. But there is some incredible art being done with AI. And these are some examples and just incredible. I mean, and again, they're probably not 100% done in AI. I would imagine that they kind of tweak them and do some other things with it, but it's really refining your prompts and getting it honed in.
Story.
So I mean, look at this. This would be like a poor model having to put all that glop on her gloopy stuff on her face, and that, you know, and those contact lenses, and I mean, and look at this world here. This is just incredible. So I mean, I just like movies, everything is just going to be and my sister keeps sending me like pictures of tiny homes that look like like gnomes live there, and I'm like, you know, that's AI generated. That is not a real house, you know. But you know, people fall for that stuff. Okay, so let's see. We've got more messages. What can the VA tools do for you? That's a very good question. So they can write emails. They can probably do most things that like, are you talking about with the Olympia one? So they do write emails, they can do research, they can put together outlines. I mean, anything that would be probably written, they could do for you. So at this point in time, I don't think that they can necessarily like schedule appointments for you, but maybe. I'm not sure about that one. That would be cool. So I would just kind of think about what it is that you want, and the guy that started this software, he's like very you know, he wants feedback from people that are using the product. So you can talk to him, and you know, maybe he can design more things for it, more functionality. So it's just, you know, this is in its infancy, so it's not going to do all the bells and whistles of everything. You might have to use some other tools, but yeah, I mean, as a solopreneur, or you know, having a small company, this is going to be, you know, save you a lot of money in certain ways, but other ways maybe you need a human being. Okay, so what are other questions? Would you use Olympia AI instead of ChatGPT or in combination with it? So the woman that I know that's utilizing this as like a stream of income in her business, she still uses ChatGPT and she uses other AI tools. So, you know, you're going to get certain functionality for one, and then maybe something else. Like I said, with Grammarly, it changes the text anyways for me. So you may want to kind of mix it up a little bit. Let's see. Any other questions here? Let's see. And if you, Bill, what is your question?
First of all, Heather, thank you very much for joining us today. Now, thanks to the Golden Gate Breakfast Club, now I know about 3D printing, Bitcoin, and now a little bit about AI. Quick question. I'm associated with several charitable association, you know, 501c3s, and I get to the point where I'm trying to help the current president to put together, let's say, a timeline for the next 6 months of events and reports that have to be submitted. So I go to Excel, and you know, I know about 2 or 3 things about Excel that just barely get me through the day and my 2 businesses. And you know how it is. You learn enough about software just to get to. Can I use AI if I provide the input about the dates, you know, where these things are due? Can they figure out how to make a timeline in Excel for me?
Yes. So pretty darn cool. So when you go into ChatGPT, now that they've got all these new things coming out, there's probably and you may need to use a paid version, but like I said, $20 a month is worth it. So they've in ChatGPT 4, so if I go to 3.5, so again, the new version probably has Excel things that you can use. But for this one, if you go to the older version, let's see, you can go to plugins, and in here you can add plugins. So this might actually be like old school now, because now that they have all the other new stuff. So, but bear with me, this is kind of like the way that you can do this. So in here, you can enable 3 plugins at a time. And the plugins, I only use free plugins. And you go to the plugin store, which is here, and you open it up and you can search for different things. So there is a tool that I use that is for Excel. It puts things into a CSV file. And so a CSV file you can upload into Google Sheets. You can put it into Excel if you use the one that for the Mac one. I hate it, so I don't remember the name of it, even though it keeps popping up on my computer. So there's all kinds of stuff in here, so you can search the different plugins. You can look for new ones. Some of them over time will kind of like die out. Maybe they've made a paid version or something, so you may see certain ones kind of like they look weird. But you install 3 of them. So say you wanted to do an Excel doc. You wanted to put it into an Excel doc. So there's one in here that does that. Let's see if I can find it real quick. And what I would do is, oh, here it is, CSV export. So when you're doing this, think about the 3 things that you may want. Again, it used to be that you could never change the plugins once you selected them for that particular chat, but I swear the other day I was able to change one. So, and things change every single day. So, I might be telling you one thing and it's going to change tomorrow. But with this one, so you can choose CSV report. And then when you go in there, there's lots of different things. So if you wanted it to access some images, if you wanted to access maybe a prior Excel doc that you had, or a PDF, maybe there's some images, it can access those things too, depending on which of these things that you give it. So as long as it's not like a locked page, you want to make sure that if you are using something like, say you're using a page where you have to log into it, then it's not going to be able to access that. So you'll want to save out whatever it is on that page into a PDF, and you can always upload the PDF. But yes, it will export it into the CSV. So you just tell it like you want certain tables, what you could show it an example of one that you've done before, and you just say follow this, and it will input it the same way. So I wouldn't reinvent the wheel. If you already have something that looks like that and you've done it in Excel, I would upload that into ChatGPT, say this is the format I want. These are the new, like you could put the date range that you wanted, the topics, or whatever it was that you wanted to, and have it do that. And then you can just download it from right there from ChatGPT. So it used to be that it would only just give you a table and you had to highlight that and copy and paste, but now they actually give you the file. So it keeps changing all the time. So maybe CSV, maybe that'll go away. Maybe they'll have straight to Excel. Oh, so this is very exciting. Oh my God. So I was in QuickBooks yesterday, and they've got, for my accountant version, they've got things where I can export data and upload an Excel doc. That's like a new AI tool that they must have just put in there. I'm just so excited. Like, so things change every single day. Okay, Doug, what was your question? Bill, did I answer your question?
Yeah, does QuickBooks also online also have that feature?
You know what? I don't know if they only rolled that out to accountants. So I have an accountant version, so it may be different. If you're an accountant, you may have access to that. So I don't know on that one. Doug, what's your question?
How can you avoid making a copyright mistake and being a mistake put on you?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not a lawyer, and I have talked to lawyers that deal with intellectual property, and it's kind of the Wild West right now, where lawyers are saying like you can't trust anything. But if it's 100% your creation. Like, for instance, like if I wanted to make an outline for my presentation and I've created my presentation, I put it in there and it's creating something that I've already created. So that I know that that's okay. But an image, that is more difficult. That is because even if you put in artwork that you've done and you've put it into one of these tools, it spits back out something completely different. So I don't know the answer. I mean, this is kind of a weird gray area, right? Because it's pulling things from places that we don't know where it's necessarily pulling from. And like I said, now you can't say like specific, at least in Dolly, I couldn't do that. I couldn't put in a particular artist that I wanted it to kind of copy. It said it couldn't do that. So yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Are you looking to do, I see artwork behind you. Do you do artwork of animals?
No, the artwork is not a concern. It's the written work. Somebody
written work,
else's
okay.
written work.
Yeah. Well, you know, in Grammarly, they have a function in there to check to see if something is been stolen from something. So let me see if I can open that up. I'm not sure if that is an extra feature in here. So let's see. Okay, well, let's just go over here. So I think there might be some kind of functionality in here to test that. But again, you know, I mean, if there's, so here's one thing that you can also do though, Doug, is you can ask it if it pulls information from somewhere, cite it. That's what I always do. I say, cite every piece of information that you give me, and then it will give me the link to where it derived that information from. So I think that's a key piece if you are trying to do like some kind of research or you're writing something that might be where you're not really giving it your stuff per se to look at. So plagiarism, so there is a thing here. See, I don't know if you can see it right down here. It says plagiarism check. So you can click on that and it will check it. That might be a good way to do it. But again, I mean, that's for the written word. So you'd bring it in here and then you click on that. Oh, my energy is infectious. You know, I'm trying to keep this lively and on time, but it's early in the morning, isn't it? So all the tools, which would be the best for helping you write a new speech? Oh, that's a good question. So a new speech. So if you are looking for maybe a topic, like if you have a topic and you're like, give me like 5 points to talk about it, you could just go into ChatGPT and ask it to do that. I would, you know, if you are a speaker and you've already done speeches before, I would reference your other speeches. So kind of has your flavor and knows what you do. And then it will have a better sense of who you are to give you a better result. And sometimes it's just terrible. And, you know, it's funny. Sometimes this stuff is like, has no sense of humor. Because I like comedy and I like to put comedy into my stuff, and I you know, try to be like, hey, make this funnier, you know. Oh my god, it doesn't quite understand humor. So be aware of that you will need to infuse yourself into it. It's not going to be 100%. It's not going to like spit back out like the beautiful answer. But one thing that is great though is if you do have your speech, once you have your speech, you can put, you know, if you have an outline, or maybe if you've recorded yourself doing this speech, do a recording, put it in here, and then, well, it can, you know, help you transcribe it and do all that. But then you can say like, make me a social post about this, put in emojis, and it does all of that in a matter of seconds, which is so cool. And then you can, you know, saving time on social media is just so great. And if you can help, you know, do that, there are other tools that, I'm trying to remember. There's one where it hooks up to your blog. So if you have a blog, it will pull in the information. Oh, it's Missing Letter, it's called. I think that's what it's called. It pulls in the information from your blog and creates social posts from it, and will even like put in hashtags and all that kind of stuff. So there's lots and lots of tools. Hopefully that answered your question. Any other people have any questions that I can answer, or should I go back into the chat? Let's see. Excellent. Thank you very much, ChatGPT. Any other, how do I prevent making a copyright infringement? That was Doug's question. Okay. Yeah, it is going to be, it's a tough one right now. That's just, but like I said, if you check the plagiarism thing, I think that's probably going to be your best bet. So I will stop sharing. And well, thank you all for having me. I appreciate it so much for being here. And I do give free workshops every once in a while. So hit me up, ask me questions. I love to chat if you want to jump on a Zoom or something. If you're exploring something, I'm really into learning more about this stuff, and I don't have the time to check out all of these different tools. So some of those tools I gave you, I don't know anything about medical stuff. So, but I have clients that are, that are doctors and stuff. So I'm interested in that. Heather, thank you. Such a scope of information. Yes, yay, awesome. Well, thank you so much.